So, hello world, here we are with a new video about film photography. And the protagonist of this video is going to be this camera, the Agfamatic 55C. What's Agfa? Agfa is an acronym of a brand, a German brand. And this brand was founded in 1867. So it's quite old as brand. But its first camera were introduced only in the 1926. In 1926 was introduced its very popular series of camera Billy. But it was only in 1913 that it was introduced its first Agfa box. In 1937 that it was introduced its first camera, which used a 35mm film. But why this brand is so interesting? Because it belongs to photography history. Agfa developed in the 1936 the Agfacolor process. Agfacolor was the name also of a series of film which Agfa produced. And what's interesting about Agfa, about every brand, is the type of camera, what type of brand, what type of camera I have in front. What type of camera I'm going to expect from a brand like Agfa. It's easy to know, we must first ask ourselves what type of target aims Agfa to reach. And it's very easy if we look at the Agfamatic 55C to understand what's the target of this brand, the amateur photographer. And this explains part of the Agfa brand history, because from one point this brand implemented a series of features which aim to the automation of the photographic process. And this is the result. Agfamatic 50 was one of the last line Agfa produced. Agfamatic 50 lines was launched in the 1972, and Agfamatic 55C was produced around 1978. Here we have a perfect camera for an amateur photographer. Very easy to use, economic, point and shoot camera, charge, aim, shoot. Very easy. So the Agfa produced a lot of lines of camera in its history between the 60s and the 80s, and its product became very popular, especially in Germany. And like I told you, this is an Agfamatic 55C, and it was the 50 lines was the answer to the Kodak Instamatic. So in the end, Agfa was sure of the success of its products, because it was like following the stream. Kodak Instamatic was already a successful product, and so Agfa was sure of the success of this type of product before starting the production. So this type of machine worked with a 126 film, and How does it work? First of all, to charge the film inside the camera, there is a button. Okay. This is the interior of the camera. And even if you don't see, maybe you don't see any difference from another camera, you must know that this type of camera works with a very peculiar type of film, a cartridge film. So, cartridge, as you have seen on the Wikipedia page, it means that the film is inside a plastic cartridge, and it means that it's perfectly isolated, which means that it could be an advantage, but it also means that it could be a little bit difficult to find the right film for this camera. But there is always a solution. One, for example, is to find an empty cartridge and to refill it, even with a 35mm film. If I find one, I'm going to show you how to do it. So, like I've told you, automation. This is a point-and-shoot camera. So let's go and see the technical characteristic. Color star special lens. A 40mm lens. This camera uses a 40mm lens. It has a fixed aperture on 11 and the time is 140 without flash, 180 with flash. And this type of cameras came with a cubic flash, which I'm going to put you, yes, I'm going to put a photo if you have never seen it. And by the way, this was our video about Agfamatic. We have seen a little bit about the Agfacolor film. I hope to see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.